Chip had mentioned, running the play over and over and over again. I can't think of really any position in football where you got to run a play over and over and over again and know how to do it really well than a quarterback. Andy has been here since the beginning of the year, and used to be with Kinetic in spine, as well as Stryker before that in trauma. I took Jeremy up to Tulsa to interview Andy. There's a little football rivalry there between a guy who played at Michigan State and someone who played in the state of Arkansas. So, nevertheless, he came on board and quickly, picked up Challenger and the utilization of it. To give you a little background, Andy and myself, quickly determined that there's 9 users in this territory. And within the first 2 months, that quickly dwindled to 7. So he lost his #1 thoracic surgeon to more or less what I guess we could call retirement. And the second was his second largest user, which is north of 5. Andy certainly had some room to make up. Certainly look for him on the future sales rankings, because no doubt if you can lead a football team, you can lead his doctors to success. But one in particular is Dr. Griffey. Dr. Griffey is part of a large orthopedic group in Rogers, Arkansas. And it took us, about 2 or 3 times to actually see, and if you could just stand up for a second. I appreciate it, thanks. Dr. Griffey, finally we got to meet him on the 3rd occasion that we were together. Basically said he's never seen an on-cue rep, so that is part of the reason why Andy started at the beginning of the year. So after going through a little spiel, especially about the narcotic epidemic, Andy pulled out a recent journal that discussed how many patients per year can get addicted to opioids as a result of their surgeon prescribing it. And for TKAs, that number I think came out to about 1%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but considering that Griffey does a combined between shoulders TKAs about 500 a year, we're looking at 6 to 8 people that get hooked on opioids based on just this one guy's practice. So that kind of hit home with him, and he was an expert user just because he thought that was the best thing that he could use for his patients. Just simple logic, if you trip a local anesthetic on the top of a nerve for 3 to 5 days, it's going to last longer than Exparel. So, initially Dr. Griffey said, I can't give you my TKAs right now, but I'm going to give you my shoulders. Andy went quick into motion, spoke with the scheduler, got on the books, for a week later. But that was just part of the equation, right? Because there's a lot of different people that are involved in making sure that Griffey gets his 6004, right? So Andy got word from Dr. Griffey that, hey, listen, we're going to have to go speak to the anesthesiologist, Dr. Ron, because he's the guy I use all the time. If he's cool with it, then we should be good to go. So we went to go see Dr. Ron at the hospital right away. And I'm talking, this is A to Z in one field, right? Okay, A to Z. Haven't seen it done yet. Andy was the first. After seeing Dr. Ron was actually an on-cue recipient not too long ago. Because if you remember, Andy came in with a walker, I think it was. He's an avid bicycler, got in a pretty bad accident and fractured his femur and patella. This was down in Little Rock. Maybe Greg knows who this individual is. We'll have to let Greg know who took care of Dr. Ron, but he was in so much pain that he reached out to another anesthesiologist who got him hooked up not on just one on-cue pain ball, but multiple to take care of his pain. So he was already, when we saw him, that was actually his first day back to the hospital. So it was kind of good timing, all around. And then Dr. Ron's like, well, if Dr. Griffey wants to use it, I'm cool with it. I know how to do pretty much every block there is. Just make sure that you have, that everyone else is on board. We go to materials management. Oh my God, how much is this pump going to be? Needless to say, he didn't have too much power over Dr. Griffey's schedule. Then we had to go to pharmacy and say, hey, listen, we're going to be seeing the new pump in here. not a 400 ml, but a 600 ml pump, and did quite a bit of in-servicing. So Dr. Griffey's fully on board. Dr. Kale, who's one of his partners, is now doing shoulders. I think, was it, did Dr. Griffey say he's now going to give you his...
He's doing his ACLs and his partial knees as well now. Any outpatient knee procedure, he's throwing a pump on, and same thing goes with Dr. Kaler. And Dr. Kaler is actually the biggest shoulder guy. He probably does 400 shoulders a year. And so he did his first case with a non-Q pump last week. So,
well, you know, thanks for playing the playbook as well as you did. And again, 24 hours, man, he had a guy home. So thank you very much.